Hello, welcome back to Auto Pop Culture. Today we're going over Katy Perry's fifth album called Smile. So, this has been a long time coming, and at the same time it wasn't. So, in the beginning, she was releasing like singles and singles and singles, and after Witness didn't really do so hot with a lot of people, I think that she decided to go back to her normal ways of or her like normal ways like her like signature sound, and I think that she turned the page into a different direction where I feel like this is what exactly what happens to like pop stars who have paid their dues. They did their shit that they needed to do, the showcase themselves enough, so they don't really now they're in that level where they don't need to do anything but kind of just do now they can do stuff for themselves. And I think this is exactly what Katy Perry did with Smile. I think I did exactly what the whole album is for. It's just for her true fans, and that's it. And also to help people see in a positive light of stuff and everything, and have resilience and everything. I think that shows in throughout every single song. And I was actually surprised. I didn't really know exactly what she was gonna do with it, because we had like a shit ton of singles and collabs that were going on sporadically, and it didn't really turn. And she even said at one time, she's like, "Nope, no album's coming out. I'm just doing singles for now. Singles is what I'm doing," And so I kind of let down my thought that there's an album coming out. Definitely since Never Really Over, I thought that was gonna be it. This is it, and it was. It was a huge banger in the summer, and then I feel like now she's in this point where I feel like the album kind of did exactly what she was saying it was going to do, but I had no idea sonically how it was gonna sound, and I definitely was crossing my fingers so bad that it wasn't gonna sound like Smile. I love this. I love this song lyrics, but I don't care for the actual production. It sounds like a Target commercial. So it was just I completely pushed it aside other than the message. So I was hoping that it would sound something, and I felt like Daisies was that direction that I was looking for, because it sounded I feel like Daisies sound the most kind of like a baby, like a love child of One of the Boys mixed with Teenage Dream, but more leaning to the One of the Boys direction, and I love it. I think that One of the Boys I personally love that song, or album. I think it's my second to best album from her that I really love. Other than Teenage Dream is always top, but that album really kicked me into her. Anyway, so let me go through some of the album and talk about my favorites. There's a lot of my favorites in this. I was very surprised with this, but I love it. So of course we start off with Never Really Over, and Never Really Over is a really beautiful, great song, and Zed helped produce it, so it's amazing. And once again, I talked about it already. It was a huge summer banger, and I loved it. Teary Eyes is another one I really liked. I love the idea of just kind of keep moving on even though you're hurt, cry, dance through the tears, as she says, or keep on dancing through those teary eyes. This was produced by Friend, or FRND, and Orgo. We just talked about Orgo earlier in my last video. So so you already think it's gonna sound great, and it does. It sounds nice. It seems like Cry About It Later kind of tone it down a bit-ish from Never Really Over, because Never Really Over is such a huge, intense, kind of hit you in the face kind of thing. This is kind of it seats it down a bit, and I like that. I think it kind of cools it down to get you ready for Daisies, and I think that's a great idea. Great. I love the order of this whole album. Resilient, or Daisies, of course, we talked about it. Resilient, I love Resilient. I think Resilient is so nice. One of the things I love that she says, the darker nights, did you know the darker nights equals the lightest, the brightest, or the darker the night, the brighter the stars glow. I think that's so beautiful. I think it's so nice. I think it's completely talking about resilience in the best way. This was produced by Stargate, who did Fireworks with her. Not the End of the World has to be has to be her dark horse of the album. It's as in not dark horse, but actual her song Dark Horse, because it just sounds as that kind of a dark sound to it, in the best way, and I love it. I love this song, and I heard people talking about it a lot, and about how that was if anything, that was one of their favorite songs off of it, and I definitely agree. It's a great song. Pretty much one of the things it talks about, like, not losing hope and everything. And one thing I definitely like that she put in the faces of those haters was flipping off the flop. Now I just enjoy a ride. Pretty much saying it's like, I'm not looking for chart climbing anymore. It's not what I'm doing. I've made it. I've paid my dues. I've done it all. Like, so now I'm here doing stuff for me and just for the fans that love me since day one. And I think that's amazing. And I think that's a good flip off to the people that are coming after Witness, which is Witness wasn't great, but the way that the people came after her was so vicious. It was like, you're just done. You're done. You're not going anywhere else. You're not a pop star anymore. You should retire. And it was like, you guys are complete assholes for thinking that. When she has this also. Champagne Problems is a beautiful song. It's disco-y. It's pretty much talking about how getting through the harder parts of the relationship with Orlando Bloom, and pretty much how she says, just like, we put the dirty work in, becoming a better version, and she's pretty much saying that, like, all their problems they have now is kind of superficial, and all the shitty ones are kind of gone to the side, or don't come as often, I guess. Harleys in Hawaii, amazing song, love it. This is one of the only Charlie Puth produced song on here, and I'm kind of glad they didn't do Sweet. She left off Small Talk. I just didn't like it. I didn't care for it. It sounds like a very Charlie Puth song without putting her stink in it, you know. But this sounds like Katy Perry. This sounds like her, and I love it. Also with the help of Johan Carlson, and then also finally the two songs that are so heartfelt. Like, I loved it. Only Love. Amazing. If I had one day to live, I'd choose to spend it, like, surrounding myself by love. And I think that's so beautiful. I think that's a great song. And then What Makes a Woman, I actually watched her perform it acoustically on on YouTube, and I thought it was so beautiful. It was Thinking of You meets what's that other song that she Thinking of You, By the Grace of God. I think that's what the song's called. Like, that kind of direction was just like, and it's also very it's very One of Those Boys kind of like nod, because it has that kind of acoustic direction that you just gotta listen to her words. I love it. I think it's beautiful. And how dare she leave me heartfelt with the whole ending of, there it is, Catherine, to herself, saying just like, you did it. You made your album for you this time. This is an album specifically for you and your fans and your it's more personal direction. You did it. Like a pat on the back to herself. And I completely agree. I think this is a completely beautiful formed album, and I think that, sure, it doesn't have hardcore bangers and hardcore, like, production, but I think sometimes you don't need that. Sometimes you do need, like, just lyrics and everything, and just something upbeat. And I feel like her and Lady Gaga did that same thing, where Lady Gaga gave you those hardcore beats and hits and everything, or production, but gave you a message about of not losing hope and crying through your or dancing through your tears, kind of thing. And Katy Perry came kind of snowballed on that with her own stank and gave it you that same kind of like cry through or dance through your tears, keep going, hopeful, you know. I think it's so beautiful. So I give this a 9 out of 10. I think it's beautiful. I think it's such a beautiful message, and the message so precise and so direct. I think it's beautiful in her own way. Anyway, leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought. If you liked it, didn't like it, or whatever. Tell me your favorite songs. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and all that jazz. And I'll see you all in the next video.